The topic we have to study is software, purpose and types, system and application software, generic and specific purpose software. So, what is a software? The basic definition we see that software is a set of instruction associated with data that direct the computer to do a task. Means whatever task we require for the computer to be done, we have to create software for that. As we know, there are two parts mainly, hardware and the software, and the physical components are the hardware, and all the instructions come under the category of software. Now, we can further divide the software into broadly two types: system software and application software. System software are those software which carry out the basic operating task by which the computer will work, and without the system software we can't even start our computer. Second category is application software, which are created for doing a particular type of task. Like say we want to write a letter, so we can use the MS Word. We want to do some calculations, or we want to make result, we can use the MS Excel. Now, in system software, the further division is OS, operating system, language translators, and the utilities program. So the operating system can be defined as an interface between the hardware and the user. As you can see, we are as the user, we can't directly handle the hardware. We need some kind of software. Here, the system software is working as an interface. And also, on top of the system software, we install the application software. Like say, without having the Windows, we can't install MS Word. We need some operating system there. So, what operating system do? It schedules, allocates different resources like the CPU, RAM, storage devices handling. We will see that in the further. Second are the language translator, which translate the low level language into, we can say, high level language into machine codes, and low level language like assembly language into also the machine code. So we are also having the assembler, which converts assembly language into the machine code, and interpreter and compiler convert the high level language code into the machine code. What the interpreter do? It converts line by line the program code and run it, while the compiler compile the whole program at once and run it. Third part is the utility program, like say antivirus softwares, disk defragmenter, zip softwares, which helps us in using the computer. Those are the utility programs. Another major type of the software are the application software. Now come to the, now see, we are going to see that in the further. So system software can be defined as it manages the fundamental operations of the computer. So what are the fundamental operations? Like loading programs and data into memory, executing program, saving data to disk, hard disk, displaying information on the monitor, and transmitting data through a port to a peripheral device, means input output devices. So here our system software, like say OS, is managing the processor, is managing the RAM, it's managing the storage devices, and it's also managing all the IO devices like our data from the keyboard or mouse or monitor, and outputs like printer or speaker. Okay, now see. So operating system is actually a collection of computer program that control the interaction of the user and the computer hardware. So it is creating an interface. Next point is it is responsible for directing all computer operations and managing all computer resources. It controls basic input and output, allocates resources. How it can allocate? There are many techniques. Some are like priority basis, like managing the processor, or that could be round robin basis, means dividing equally in all the tasks. It also manages the RAM, how the data will be loaded, and now one point is here that when we load the OS into the memory, it is called the booting of the computer. So what are the responsibilities of an OS? Communicate with user, receive and execute command, so error message. Like using the mouse, we click some on some icon, it will open the program. So it is receiving the command from us either using the GUI, graphical user interface, or the command user interface where we have to type the command. Manage allocation of memory, processor time and other resources. Collect input from keyboard, mouse. Convey program output to screen printer. Access data from secondary storage. Write data to secondary storage. Maintain security. Like say in Windows, we can put the password, and without the password we can't log in into the computer and we can't see the files or do anything. Now the Windows is also having its own antivirus, firewalls, and other techniques for saving and security. Now here the point came as virus. So we can say virus are harmful programs that are created for harming our computer. So in OS, there are some provision for the antivirus, or we can install the antivirus from a third-party software like the AVG or the Norton. There are lots of that. Now, see, OS are also of different types: single user, single tasking, multi-user, multitasking, multi-programming, distributed OS. As the time progresses, the OS has also evolved. As we are seeing the Windows 10, it is a multitasking system, means it can handle multiple tasks at same time. Now, what is the multi-programming? Multi-programming permits multiple programs to share a computer system resource at any time through concurrent use of CPU. Means multiple program can run at same time. But it is, we feel that multiple program are running at the same time, but in actual one program is running for some time and it will wait, and after that another program will run for some time. So it gives us a feel that all the programs are running simultaneously. With multi-programming, a group of program takes turn using the processor. Now as the new processor we are having multi-core system, so it can different parts of the program or different programs can run in different cores of the processor. Now see here, there are two diagrams, one with the traditional and another is a where multiple program are running. So like said DOS was the single tasking operating system where one program run at one time, and our Windows 10 here we can at one time run tens of programs without any problem. So multitasking allow us to display both program on the computer screen and work with them at the same time. Multiprocessing is also another word. Now see here, an operating system capability that link together two or more CPU to work in parallel in a single computer system. Means multiple processors can be used by a single OS to work in a parallel. So what it will do, it will execute the program in a faster manner with less time. Also, so here what is written, OS can assign multiple CPUs to execute different instructions from the same program or from different programs simultaneously, dividing the work between the CPUs. So here are 2 points. One is the multi-programming uses concurrent processing with one CPU. Another is multi-processing using simultaneous processing with multiple CPUs. Now we will see the utilities. So utility program, system software consisting of program for routine repetitive tasks. What that could be? Like say antivirus or disk defragmenter or the WinZips. These are some tasks that we repetitively required, like the disk defragmenter. Okay. Another types are the device drivers. Now, if you want to use a new hardware in the computer, we have to first install a driver for that hardware. And what is its definition? A computer program that can establish communication because it contains information about the characteristic of our computer and of the device. Like say there is a new graphics card and we put that in our motherboard. Now we have to install the software for that so that we can use it. Without the software it will not work. And these are called the drivers, device drivers. So each peripheral device requires a device driver. Nowadays in Windows 10 we are having lots of driver in the OS already inbuilt. We don't have to install from outside. But some devices like say you have a HP printer, for that you may need the printer software for that. Without that it will not work. So these are some drivers. Now again we will see the compiler. So compiler is converting the high level language program into machine language. Input to the compiler is called a source file and the output it will create, that could be a executable file, exe file. Now see, if the program is correct, if it is syntactically correct, compiler will save, compiler will convert and it will run without any problem. But if there is any error in the program will not execute, it will show the error and we have to rectify and compile again and then we can see the result. There are linkers. What is the linker? Now see, linker combine several object files, resolving cross-reference between the files into one executable file. Like say we have a one big program and we have created lots of object file, and using the linker we can combine them for running smoothly into a single program. Loader. Loader, what it will do, copy all the instruction into memory and direct the CPU to begin execution. So it is the work of the loader. Now see all these things, linking, loading, it is done automatically by our compiler. So we like say we are using a C++ compiler. We simply click on the run button and it will do all the work. We don't have to do anything. These are inbuilt into the IDE also, integrated development environment. So this is the way of the program execution. Executing a program requires the CPU to examine each program instruction in memory and send out the command signal required to perform each instruction. Now, if a program is running, it can take the data directly from the user at runtime, or it can take the data from the hard disk as may be the requirement. There are different interfaces: GUI, command user interface, and graphical user interface, CUI and GUI. Earlier there was CUI like the MS-DOS. Now most of the time we use the GUI. Now, second part is the application software. So in application software, mainly we have the word processors, we have the accounting softwares like the Tally. We can also use Excel, Lotus for doing our calculation work. We have the DBMS software, database management software, like the MySQL, Oracle, MS Access for storing the data, large amount of data. We also have graphics and presentation software. Now, so these are some application softwares that are the requirement. Another type in the application softwares we can say that is generic and a specific purpose software. What is that? See, like the MS Word is a generic software. Anyone can purchase the MS Office and use that without any problem. A specific purpose software are those software which are created for a particular organization, for a particular company, for doing a particular task. Like say, fee collection software of the UBI that is created especially for the school, so other person can't use that. These are the a specific type of software means for a particular, like say a shop want a billing system for their shop, so that will be a specific type of software. Now, so what we have seen the types of software, system and application. We have seen in system software the operating system, language processors, and the utilities. And in the application software, we have seen the generic and specific purpose software. Now, so we will stop now.